What up? What up? What's happening? And welcome back to another episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. I'm Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant, helping you to account for your life. And today on the podcast, we're going to talk about three major struggles of faith-driven entrepreneurs. You could be a kingdom entrepreneur. You could even be a Christian entrepreneur. I found three struggles that one, personally, I had to deal with, and two, that I see in the marketplace. And man, we're going to address those today and see how we can deliver some people, or at least help people to become more aware of these major areas that they're struggling in and got to get fixed. So, wow, what an awesome, incredible day. And this has been an incredible month, an incredible year up until this point. What about you? How are you feeling about 2024? 2024, is it shaping up to be the best year of your life, the business that you've been operating? I hope that you said yes. And if you didn't say yes, then you still have 6 months left. And because you have 6 months left, then that means that we can do something in the next 6 months that can literally change your business, change your life. So these three things, where did I discover these three things? And I'm going to share with you the three things: faith, fitness, and finances. Faith, fitness, and finances. So I'm going to share with you, one, how I discovered these three major struggles by faith-driven entrepreneurs. And I'm going to share with you one, how I found out what they were, and then what I personally done to make sure that these areas are at least growing so that they're no longer a struggle. You know, back in 2020, it was January-ish, February-ish. No, it's probably January, because in January, I knew that something was gonna happen. I didn't know what it was. It's kind of like I knew that like in June, I knew that some people would die. I just didn't know who would die. Well, people always die, but I had a feeling that maybe somebody that I may have been connected with might pass away. And I've seen 2 deaths of people that were in my sphere of influence, one a family member and one like a mentor. So in January 2020, I knew that there was something pivotal about 2020. I just didn't know what it was. And so I was thinking about having some t-shirts made, you know, this one here, the Healthy Accountant t-shirt. And, you know, I found a company that would do it. And I needed to figure out, like, what in the world I'm going to put on these t-shirts. I wish I had another one here so I can show you the back of the t-shirt. And so I knew that the Healthy Accountant would be on the t-shirt. And I knew that I wanted to put, you know, my slogan, account for your life, right? I didn't put helping you to account for life, but on the back of the t-shirt up here, it says account for your life. And then something said, well, put what should this stand for? What should it be about? I said, no, it's got to be about faith, right? Because that's where I was at. I was at a place where I needed to develop my faith. So faith. And then I was at a point where I knew that health would be like a major thing that I want to focus on. So fitness. And then the last thing was, man, well, I think most people want to solve a financial issue. So I put finances. So on the back, it says account for your life, faith, fitness, finances. Now, that was the Holy Spirit that kind of led me to do that, you know, get the t-shirts made, and we took pictures, and, you know, a lot of my profile pictures may have been from back then. But the Holy Spirit has been moving me recently into a space of kind of like, okay, now do you know who you really are? See, when you get to a point in your life where you're saying to yourself, okay, I've gone this far, now what's the next level? What is the next level? I've got 2 next level books behind me. I've got Next Level Faith. That was the first book God told me to write. Why? Because your faith and my faith is the most, especially as a faith-driven entrepreneur, it should be it's the most important area of my life. Not church, not religion, not doctrine. I'm talking about faith. What is faith? Faith is this deep knowing that whatever it is you hope for, it is happened. Faith, not wavering. So as a faith-driven entrepreneur, as a kingdom entrepreneur, a lot of times we struggle here. How do I know? I know a lot of kingdom entrepreneurs, and I listen to their stories. I listen to how they talk. And what I could find is as much faith or knowing that they have that there is God, their faith in moving forward on things is almost like non-existent. Literally. So does that make sense that a kingdom entrepreneur, a Christian entrepreneur, a faith-driven entrepreneur, someone whose faith should be the foundation of their life and everything that they do, they struggle with it? Yeah. Why? Because of how we learn faith. I used to think faith was talking about it. I used to think faith was my faith of the religion that I was in. I used to think, faith was almost like a non-existent construct. And so what I mean is, I used to hear people talk and I never saw it. So I just figured, it's a wish. Things are going to happen, so I can hope all I want. But here's the thing. As a faith-driven entrepreneur, faith has to, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what we come up against. My faith should be impenetrable. I should be able to deal with death. I'm not saying that it won't bother you. I should be, with this deep sense of knowing, I should be able to deal with any issue that comes up in my life with my deep sense of faith, knowing that these things are all working for me and in my favor at some point. They don't feel like it. You get the news that someone close to you passes away. It doesn't feel like my faith is working for my good. It's just that it is. It is working for your good. So faith, when we have our faith literally in an impenetrable moment, I'm not saying that there's no times of weakness. Even Jesus showed that he was weak at some point because the challenges were hard. It's just that when he got to his low point, he came right back up because it's your will, Father, and I will do it. So faith is a major struggle. Now, here's the thing. Here's what happens when faith is a struggle. It affects everything else because now it's going to affect your health, right? So it's nothing like faith-driven entrepreneurs who are not physically fit. And when I say physically fit, it's almost like we are allowing ourselves to buy into a lot of the stuff that we don't need to buy into, because look, if our bodies are, the temple of where God lives and we don't take care of it, it's almost like it's an oxymoron. It doesn't even make sense, but it happens. So I'm not here to tear someone down. I'm just saying that this is an area of struggle and we all have to start somewhere, right? So when you're talking about fitness, which there's all sorts of fitnesses that I can get into, but the first fitness is physical. It's your physical fitness. And in the physical fitness, we must take care of our bodies inside and out. And how do we take care of our bodies inside and out? We've got what goes into the body, and then we got what we do to the body. What goes into the body and what we do to the body. When I say do to the body, that's the exercise. That's literally just walking 10,000 steps a day. A person, if all you did was walk 10,000 steps a day, you would be moving really close, especially if you weren't doing it. All of a sudden, you walk 10,000 steps every single day of the year. What would that do to your physical fitness? It would do something. Especially if you weren't doing anything. So something simple to do, it has to be implemented in our physical fitness, right? So there's more fitness. You got then the faith fitness part of it, because what happens with faith is that we're always going to be tested on a new level. So when we get through something, there's something else we got to be faith fit for. It's a tongue twister. So we got to be faith fit. We got to be spiritually fit, mentally fit, fit in all the areas. And so what happens is when our faith is strong and we move into the fitness area, it's almost like, okay, I get it. It's like making sure that I am on track with the things that's going to at least make my body feel good. Lastly, the finances. Ooh, this is a big one, right? Because finances, This is the area that eludes most, not most, I'll just say many people, because I don't know how many. This area eludes many people. Now, here's some numbers for you. You got a 10% that's at the lower half, just destitute. Then you have the 80%. So that's 10 plus 80. The 80% is just like many people who just kind of like, living check to check, not much, but it's just like many people live in this 80%. It's like middle class, lower middle class. That's what the 80% is. Then there's the other 10%. The other 10% has, I'm not saying that everybody's perfect in that 10%. It's just that they understand what has to happen to at least have their finances. They may not, everybody in that group may not be impenetrable, because they all aren't, because I know I'm in that group. I'm not impenetrable yet. It's just that you are aware. You are now aware of what you should be working on so that your finances can get to the point of being impenetrable. But a lot of times, because we are faith driven and we've been Christian, whatever it is, we've heard all the stories about money. And so we hope that we don't have any. I know people don't actively say they hope they don't have any money. It's just that what we do ultimately shapes up to us not having it. I struggled big time, financial struggles most of my life, many years of my life, doing fairly decent, doing fairly well, but still struggled with the mindset around it, the mindset, because there's a financial fitness that we have to have, even with money, like because our mind, our beliefs around money are major. I was having a conversation with one of my students yesterday, and I asked her to reflect on something for last week to this week, so that she can come back and explain to me, some things. And I think the reflection question was, what are the lies, or what is the lie or the lies that you may have had in your health, in your relationship, in your fitness, in your money, business? What are the lies that you've been believing that's been sabotaging you? And so when we talked yesterday, she gave me the overarching lie. You want to know what it is? Here's what she says. She says, the lie that I've been believing is that just about everything is hard. It's just hard to do. And I was like, wow, I can see that. See, when I superimpose my belief about something, what happens, it's kind of like if she says that business is hard, then no matter how hard she works, it will always feel hard. So at some point it may not feel worth it. If she said it's hard to be in optimal health, then because she said it's hard to be in optimal health, it will always feel hard whenever she wants to do something in her health. Same with relationships, with everything. Everything. It was like hard. Then you're just like, wow, this is a breakthrough. I said, I could see that. Hard. It would be hard to be a millionaire. Now, what was interesting is the characteristics that this person has. This person is one of the smartest, and I'll say book smart people I've ever met. And literally, has never gotten less than an A in anything ever. And she's got a master's degree. Never gotten less than an A. Never. She says it's pretty simple. For her, getting an A is like waking up. It's like going to class, like, oh, this is so simple. Guys, we're talking about three major struggles of faith-driven entrepreneurs that are, one, the first one, don't jump away, faith, fitness, and finances. And you're going to have to go back to listen to the rest of this because it's going to be transformative. Faith, fitness, and finances. How does a person that's faith driven have problems in faith? Because it's just one of those things. And I talked about that. Fitness, because a lot of times we believe in a lie. In our finances, a lot of times we believe in a lie. And the lie that I just revealed is that a lot of times we say things like, it's hard. So imagine applying it's hard to every area of your life, faith, fitness, finance, those just three that you would like to change, but yet you have a belief about it that says it's hard, which means that it would be virtually impossible to get through it. See, I can speak on these because I was that person. I was a person who struggled with faith, man. Like, I didn't know what that was. I was a Christian for over 40 years. I was 40 years in before I even made any type of shift, but it wasn't really towards faith at the time. So I was 40 something years in. So that was, by the time I really started making a shift, that was probably somewhere in 2013, 2014. So I'm like 42, 43 years old, just starting to make a shift. Like, I went everything Christian. Church, elementary school, high school, college. And when I looked up, I had nothing. I didn't understand any of the stuff that I was supposed to know about. The thing about faith and why we struggle in faith, here's why I personally struggled in faith. I don't know about you. I did not dig deep. I didn't dig into what it is. I just said, oh, maybe it's all about the religion. No, it's not. I'm sorry. Go ahead and think that it's about a religion all you want and see what happens. See where you would be in your faith, fitness, and finance. I already know. Most people, if it's just about the religion, at some point they're going to want to get out of there. At some point, it's going to get them out of like, oh, something's not working. Look, I've experienced this from myself, and I see it in my own father. Because it's like there's a conflict here. I drank the Kool-Aid. Now, I'm not upset. Here's the thing. I'm not upset because everything that I've gotten to this point has helped me to build up real faith. Real faith. And so we all got to start. We all got to start somewhere. So faith, fitness, what do we do in our fitness? We just create something. We just start doing something. I was talking to my mentee yesterday, and I'm just like, the thing about anything is that if we don't do anything, there can be nothing that can happen. So whether you have belief or faith or not, if you don't do anything, you're still not going to have it. I find that faith is built through doing something. That's when faith is built. Faith is not built by thinking about it. I guarantee you, there's thoughts that I have all the time, but if I don't do anything, I don't feel any better. I don't feel any better about it because I'm just like, well, nothing happened. So that means I didn't do anything. So fitness and then finances, which is probably the hardest thing for people to get past because there's so many lies in finance. There's so many lies in money that we've allowed ourselves to believe. How would one get past these major struggles? There would be not just one path. No, not at all. But now I was thinking, I said, man, if I knew some people that wanted to address faith, fitness, and finances, how could I help? How could I personally help? I says, well, here's how I could probably help. We could do a few things. We can have a few goals that would help us to at least be focused on getting what we want. And here's the first thing. So 10 minutes a day to build your faith. 10 minutes a day to build your faith. This is not about praying, which you should definitely do that. The 10 minutes is for you to do an action. Maybe you wanted to write a book. Maybe you wanted to create content. Maybe you don't know how to create content. Maybe you don't know how to write a book. But what if you took 10 minutes every day to write for 10 minutes or to do a video for 10 minutes? Something where you're focused on developing your faith. And faith is only developed through action. Faith is not developed through any other way. You could read the Bible all you want and still not have any faith because you don't have any results. So 10 minutes a day, you could do that. What else? All right, fitness. What about walking 10,000 steps every single day? Every day, not 5 days a week, not 3 days a week, every day. Why? Because what we're building. And when we build, we got to build strong. We want to build solid on a solid rock. And by doing it for 30 straight days, this is going to build a foundation in you that would help you to not want to stop. That's fitness. Then finance. What will we address in our finances? How about creating a goal of $10,000 a month? That's the first goal most people make. So why not? So it's $10,000 a month. And then I would show you how to create an offer that would help you to be able to get $10,000 a month. So 3 things: 10 minutes a day of writing or creating some form of content, video or something. You've got 10,000 steps a day, so you can get your mind and your body right. And then you've got $10,000 for the month. Which I'm not saying you're going to make 10,000. I'm just saying we're going to focus on that so you can know how to get it, which is having the right type of offer that you can make so that people would want to buy. And then you have a path to making your 10,000. For 30 days, we could work together on something like that. And if you're interested and you're watching this video all the way to the end, then make sure you comment below 10, 10, 10. If you comment below 10, 10, 10, then we'll get together and we'll see if this is a fit for you. I thought about doing it for free, and I realized that something like this is a major commitment. It's a 30-day commitment, so I can't do it for free. So if you want to, I'm not going to tell you how much it costs, but it's not going to be free. It's just going to be enough that you have some skin in the game to want to show up for yourself to do this for 30 straight days. Okay. So if you're interested, type 10, 10, 10 down below, and then I'll reach out to you so we can schedule a call to discuss whether or not this is going to be right for you. So guys, if you struggle with these things, faith, fitness, and finance, I've just shared with you how or why these things are. And if you would like to change that and you would like to work with me in a group setting, then I would definitely love to work with you as long as you are committed to focusing in and doing exactly what you need to do. So guys, I appreciate you for joining me for this episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. This is Jay Moore. I'm the Healthy Accountant. I help you to account for your life. God bless, and I will see you on the next episode. Peace.
This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the Healthy Accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.